All right. Let's talk about user experience and why having a user friendly website is literally the most important thing when it comes to being successful in SEO. Um, I'm going to explain why, but I want to kind of give you some backstory as to how I came to understand this. So essentially, it's long been, understood that Google tracks what people click on from search results, right? Like if someone types in like this WYSIWYG example I used before, they track who clicks on this one, who clicks on that one, who clicks on that one. They track everything, right? They track all the clicks. And that's a part of how we knew that they were trying to assess, what links were helpful and what links weren't helpful to users. They took this a step further by creating something called Nav Boost, right? And I'll just Google what is Nav Boost. That way you're here with me. And it's just a program that they put into their algorithm that uses user data to improve search results for navigation queries. But really, in general, it's just Nav Boost just tracks the user data. So what happens is when you click onto a website here, Google is tracking your entire experience right here, right? So as I scroll, Google is tracking that. As I click onto this link, Google is tracking that. The more time I spend on this page, Google's tracking that. They're tracking where I'm stopping my scroll. They're tracking every single thing that's happening here. And now you might be wondering, well, Darrell, how are they tracking what's going on here when you're not even on Google search anymore? You're right, I'm no longer on Google search. How is it possible that they can see what is going on here? Well, there was something that came out recently in a documentation leak, as you're seeing here. NavBoost confirmed again in a Google documentation leak. And what that documentation leak showed was that Google collects, it confirmed that Google is collecting different types of what I call user behavior metrics, which really just means, like I said before, where do you scroll? Where do you click? What did you click on? Did you click onto this web page and go back to search because it wasn't what you were looking for and clicked onto something else? They're tracking every little thing that you're doing through Google search. And it's not just through Google search where they're tracking this behavior, they're tracking it through your browser. That might be alarming, but if you're using Google Chrome, then Google is using your browsing experience to determine whether or not pages like this are helpful. That way they can determine whether or not they should be putting it in search results pages, right? And that's the ultimate way of getting user feedback as to the actual quality of their search results, is to track every little thing that you're doing through the Chrome browser. That's pretty much why they made it. They made the Chrome browser that way they can have a deeper level of click behavior, because it wasn't enough just to get clicks from. It wasn't enough just to track clicks from Google search. They had to go a step further and really be able to understand what your experience was like on a page that you land on, or on a website that you land on. Okay. And so that goes back to my opening statement before, is that user experience is the most important factor when it comes to being successful in SEO. And I'm going to explain, what are some things that you want to look out for when it comes to user experience, talking about things like search intent. But I'm also going to just quickly detail exactly how you can meet these standards that Google is looking for. Okay, so we'll just start there. So I want to go back to my example from Bloomingdale Gardens, right? Because as I said before in multiple videos already, they really figured out how to do it the right way. Okay, so every website has components that make it successful, right? Uh, there's branding, there's visual display, there's copywriting, there's design, there's development. There's all of these little things that come together to play a part in overall website marketing success, right? And so what you want to do is essentially follow that same you want to follow that same track or follow that same example in ensuring that your website is what I like to call user friendly, or people like using your website. They don't have a problem using your website, right? And so there's a lot of different things that you want to ensure of to make sure that you're aligned with making sure that people like your website. They like using your website. They like going on it. They like reading the information that you have. They like how easy it is for them to, to give you a call, or how easy it is to book an appointment when they're ready, or, how upfront your pricing is, or, all that little stuff matters to, whether or not Google sees your website as something that people like, or something that people are always clicking away from because they're confused, you load too slow, they don't know where to go, you don't have the right information that makes them want to buy, all that stuff, right? So you want to ensure that your website is user friendly, right? So one of the main things that contributes to a user friendly website is easy navigation. Right. So here we can see at the top where they have their navigation menu built out. And based on what they have here, it should be rather easy for you to find exactly what you're looking for, right? And they're showing the most important things that people would want to see when they land on your website. First thing is the homepage. Then it's your services, right? All the services that you offer. That's very helpful and very useful to someone that wants to, get some landscaping done, but they may not know exactly what they want or what it is that you offer. So you have it right there in your menu, that lets people know exactly what it is that you do. That's user friendliness. Then they may not be sure, that you serve the area that they're in. They can come here in this menu and click onto a page and get to learn more about how you service that area. It's very user friendly. It makes people want to keep using the website. Makes people want to fill out a form for contact. It makes people want to request a consultation. And so these are the things that you want to make sure that you have built into your website. Again, easy navigation. If you want to see their previous projects, you can go ahead and do that. They have all of their previous projects, built out here, and you can see the work that they've been doing over the last few years, right? Then they have their blog, they have a careers page, they have the about page, which includes who they are, their gallery of work, and their awards and recognition. Okay, this website has really figured out how to tap into the user's experience and give them exactly what they're looking for before they decide to work with them. They actually laid it all out here right in the menu. And this is a big part of what I'm going to say is user friendliness or user experience. It's the fact that they knew exactly what they understood their target audience, and they were able to easily deliver it to them on the website. And this is one of the key ways that they did it, was having easy navigation to the most important information that a user is going to want to know about their business. Okay, so that's huge. So navigation. Then it's quality content, right? Copywriting is going to be a huge factor here, because people are reading what's on your website. They're not just looking at the visual display and saying, "Oh, that's nice." They're looking at, the words that you're saying. They want to see, that you're well put together. And sure, most of us do just scan, or we just quickly read through the words, right? We're not reading every little detail of the words, but we, at least when we're putting our eyes on these words, we at least want to feel inspired by what we're reading to some extent, right? At least to the extent that we want to continue reading and continue scrolling down on the website. It's not like I'm reading this here and I'm like, it sounds like a load of garbage, and I'm exiting off the website. Like, no, I'm staying on the website because this was good enough, and I'm scrolling to learn more. And so you want to make sure that you have quality content. Keeping your property's health and appearance can eat up a large portion of your time. See how important that copy is? They're immediately hitting, their target audience's pain point, that they know that it takes a lot of lifting to ensure that you have a good lawn. And they're immediately letting you know, like, hey, we can handle that for you. We have experience doing it. Look at this beautiful lawn over here on the right. They're figuring out how to tap into the user's experience uh, to give them, exactly what it is that they look for before they decide to work with you. I'm going to keep repeating that over and over again, because that's really the essence of user experience, is tapping into what your audience needs, what their pain points are, and knowing exactly how to deliver it in a way that they can understand, and that makes it easy for them to work with you. Okay. So that's the other thing about user experience. So you want to have an easy navigation, and you want to have good content, right? You want to have good copywriting. All right. And then the third thing is going to be about your website being visually appealing, right? This is going to go down into branding, right? If you're a branding expert, or if you're not that familiar with branding, you should take a quick course on branding and add that to your arsenal. Because look, I'm going to break it down for you here on this website. you know visual uh, Visuals matter. Branding matters here a lot, because this is how people connect your business with trust and understanding. So let's take a look at this website really quickly. This is Blooming Gardens Landscape, right? Their brand colors are grass and sand, right? Look at this. It's brown and it's green, right? That's directly tied into the services that they offer, which is what? Grass, landscaping. So they decided to tailor their brand directly to the services that they offer. So now when people look at this, it feels aligned, from the pictures to the imagery to the colors, to the font. They're using bold fonts in their title. And as you scroll through here, again, that same branding consistency, the sand here, the green here, the green overlay here for the background picture. you know uh, just again, the greenery makes people it puts people in the vibe of landscaping. It feels good, it feels right. And so this all of these little things here are important, and I'm no branding expert. I hire brand experts to help me, but what I'm saying here is that, having a visually appealing website is going to be very, very important. So if you're building your own website, make sure you have a good idea of how you're going to make this website visually appealing. All right. So remember, you want to make it easy to navigate, and navigating people to all the most important information that they're going to want to know about your business before they decide to work with you. Right. And you can see that here again. They figured out how to do that. The second thing is you're going to want quality content. You want good copywriting. If you don't know how to write, if you're not a good copywriter, then hire a copywriter to help you write your website's content. This is another service that I offer as well. I'm a part of my agency services, where I will write your web pages for you. Okay. And a lot of people get tripped up on this part because they don't know what to say, and they're too caught up in trying to say the perfect thing, and they haven't actually done the work to learn copywriting. And I understand some people need help with that. I'm here to help you. Let me help you with copywriting. Everything will go through you, of course. You can do your own revisions, but I will ensure that your website is layered with the content that I know your target audience wants to hear before they decide to work with you. Okay, so make sure you have that down. And then the next thing is, like I mentioned, branding, visually appealing website. You got to have that, because we're all visual creatures. We like looking at nice things. I'd rather come onto a website like this than a website that is not built as well. And I'm not going to go to a competitor website because that's just rude. But the point is that I'd rather be on a visually appealing website than not. Okay. So good. And then I would say the last factor is, well, there's two more factors. I'll say the next factor I would say is going to be about loading speed. You want your website to load fast. And again, if you're watching this course, and you're probably not a technical expert on websites, and you're not an expert on how to make websites load faster, that's fine. You can hire somebody to do that for you, because once again, and I'll say this again, your website is an asset that you invest in over the course of time. Why? Because if you invest in it in the right ways, it will return everything that you've invested 100-fold. It will return everything that you've invested in 100-fold, simply because of SEO, search engine optimization, which is the pretty much the number one return on investment when it comes to marketing channels and marketing strategies. Of course, referrals are probably up there too, but that's besides the point. Okay, so you want to make sure you have that going. A fast loading website. If you don't know how to make your website load faster, hire somebody to help you. If you're on Wix or if you're on Squarespace, I'm pretty confident that you can actually hire experts. Yeah, look, you can hire a professional to help you with all these different things, right? So you can explore, vast amount of services. You can hire an expert in web design. You can hire an expert in SEO. You can hire an expert in so many different directions. Okay, so you can hire these people to help you to make your website, as succinct as you want it to be. Okay, so there's no excuse for you not to invest in your website just because you don't know how to do something. You can hire someone to do it for you, and it's relatively expensive, as you can see. Starting at 150, you can get some stuff done. Depending on the service that you're um, that you're looking for. Okay, so make sure you're doing that. Um, and then lastly, it's just really just having a clear call to action. You noticed, every page that we land on, every page that we've visited on this website always has request consultation, call, virtual consultation. Here, I'll go to a services page. I'll go to water features, random. Oh, look at that. Request consultation, call, virtual consultation. Look at that. Upfront pricing. Click here for a quote. They're not playing about clear calls to actions. They know that they make it very clear what they want you to do when you land on this website. Very, very clear. And you want to follow suit. You want to make sure that you're not just, you know, having people on your website and then they don't know what to do from here, so they just click off. Like, no, you're not going to get that confused on this website. They know exactly what they want you to do. If you didn't click that phone number down here, by the time you scrolled some more, they got the phone number again down here, and they got the latest news down here, and then they have the booking form here right on the right hand side. Get a quote. So while you're reading, you could fill out a quote. They know exactly what they want you to do. They have very clear calls to actions. And that's exactly what you're going to want on your website to make it as user friendly as possible. You want to enhance the user experience as much as possible. When people land on your website, they want to feel comfortable. They want to feel like they know exactly where they need to. You want them to feel like they know exactly where they need to go to get the information that they need. You make it very easy for them to find it. You make it very easy for them to read. You make it very easy for them to convert into a customer. You make it very easy for them to use your website. And that's the whole point of user experience, is that you want to make your website a great experience for anybody that lands here. Okay. So that's the main nugget of it all. That's exactly what you're going to want out of your website. And I know this video is longer than most of them, but this is one of the most important videos of this course. If you don't get anything from me, is the understanding that A, your website is an asset that you need to invest in, and that B, there's plenty of opportunities for you to do so, even if you are not a web builder. If you're not a web designer, you're not a coder, that's no excuse. You can still get the job done. Okay. And that's pretty much all I had for this website section. For the remainder of the course, I'm going to be spending time talking about specific strategies that make you money. I've slowly hinted at some of those strategies here during the course of this talk, and then now I'm just going to hone in exactly on SEO strategies, how to create one, and everything that you need to know to make you more money, to book you more leads, and to grow your bookings as a whole, right? So I'll see you in the next section. Thank you so much.